So last week I talked about. Ouch. Last week I talked about the my video editor, how he didn't do a very good job uh, at the at editing, and how frustrated and disappointed I was at him, just because the quality he usually gives me is not that type of quality. He usually does a much better job, and although it's not perfect and it's not perfection, it was nowhere near what I received. Well, I finally addressed it. I got a chance to talk to him, like one on one there, and basically just told him like, hey, what was going on? Why did that happen? This isn't the quality you usually submit. He let me know whether it's true or not, that his family member passed away, and so he had to go ahead and travel a lot due to that. He wasn't as creative, but whatever. It is what it is there, and that was the first time he really did something like that, and so I'm inclined to believe him. But I know it was also my fault too, just because when I submitted the work for him, I didn't give him enough time. Usually, I go ahead and submit a script and a voiceover by Monday, maybe Sunday, and this time I submitted to him on Wednesday, so an additional 2 days later, uh, which was not enough time for him then in that case. The part I told him to be more clear about is if something like that ever occurs again, to please be upfront, let me know, because I consider myself pretty reasonable. Although I don't want to push back a due date, if it has to be done due to quality, then I'd rather do that. But just to be upfront and open about it, as early as possible, of course. Now, the reason I didn't have him do any revisions is because I knew making revisions would delay my upload even further. And so he might have gotten it back, I don't know, maybe the next day or maybe 8 hours later or whatever. And then I probably would have had to do my own revisions on top of adding background music again. So I just did it myself, submitted it. It is what it is. Well, he just submitted his next video, which he said he'd definitely do a much better job on. I gave him plenty of time. I submitted the script and voiceover on Monday, so he had Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then submitted it today, Friday. So about 3 to 4 days to do it. And I was very impressed in the quality of it. This was also a shorter video. It was slightly under 9 seconds or 9 minutes, whereas the previous video was around 12 minutes long. But it just looked a lot better. It was more creative. I was really impressed with the different elements that were added, and I was just really happy overall. Of course, nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be minor things, and the biggest things that I knew had to be changed, like I could go ahead and upload it as is. That's fine. There's one thing that needs to be changed in the first 5 seconds, which is there was a curse word. That was my fault because I didn't tell him to bleep it out. Oh, and towards the end, there's also potential for demonetization just because there's cleavage that's shown, as well as alcohol, and I didn't realize there was alcohol until I rewatched it the second time. So those are the only two things that I would change before uploading. Well, basically, I went over it with him, why there was such a big difference in quality, and also, of course, thanked him for doing a much better job. And he was saying he had definitely more time to go ahead and do this. It was shorter, so it was easier to complete. He felt more creative. And yeah, that's basically it. I did go ahead and go over or just write down the different things that need to be changed. And again, I'm being very nitpicky on some things just because that's how I want quality to be moving forward. And as always, I always mentioned, hey, we're working towards this goal over here. Right now, we're here. Last week, you submitted work that was over here. My goal is to get, up to here. And then, of course, once you get there, I want to keep going up and up, and of course, increasing pay as we get there, in hopes to continue the relationship as long as possible, indefinitely if possible. Some things that he added newspaper as an element, which I thought was creative. I haven't seen him do that before. The nitpicky thing is add a sound effect of newspaper like crumpling up, rolling over. He added text and certain dates like 2017, 2018. He missed a few dates like for 2019, 2020, 2021. Those are things that weren't added. Little things like when I say a word like, and he was slowly disappearing, I thought that would be perfect time to go ahead and add an effect where the opacity either lowers or there's like a black and white effect. So instead of it being colorized, it turns black and white. Cropping, there was the cropping in one of the images wasn't the best. There was a little bit of text shown below. So like, no, that is. All right, so let's say this piece of paper. Let's say I want to crop it up to here. And so this is the goal. This is how I want it to appear, but this is how he went ahead and cropped it. There's little bits of pieces right over here. Again, that's very nitpicky, but I just wanted to be good. Other things were not for chapters, but like subsections. Like, oh, I'm listing out 3 different reasons, and those reasons weren't on text. Like, it wasn't added. And also, during one element, he included the wrong person. Again, it could be, if it's submitted that way, like I'll get a comment like, oh, that was the wrong person. I think that's fine, but it's just because it adds more engagement, but I wanted to go ahead and change that now. And one thing that he missed in the script. So the way I make my scripts is I write words. I write the script followed by... I write scripts one sentence at a time. So it's a sentence, I skip a line, sentence, skip a line. That's how I do it, just because it makes it easier for my eyes to look at when I read it over. And also it makes it easier to do the voice recording because I don't have to look at a bunch of text together. I can go ahead and look at it separately. And the other reason I do this too is because during certain sentences, there's certain elements I want to show up, so I include it. So the way I write the scripts is with the video editor in mind. If I want a certain image to show up or I want a certain article to show up, I'll go ahead and put the link right below the sentence. So this way he knows, all right, here's the thing I'm going to add, not just in this section, but it can potentially be used for like a few seconds afterwards too. I also do the same thing with video clips. So if there's certain words, if there's certain sections from a clip, from a YouTube video that I want him to clip, I'll go ahead and put the timestamp followed by the link of it. Or sometimes the timestamp, the timestamp followed by quotations of what the words said, followed by the link or the label. So sometimes I'll label a certain link A, it'll be A at the end, B, C. Those are usually with podcasts. And one more thing, just centering. He did something pretty creatively because there was different people that were shown. There were 5 different people that popped up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by elements. I thought it was really cool, but the elements and the person weren't centered. They were slightly off center. So that was one thing that I wanted to change. And then towards the end, the alcohol and the cleavage that was shown, I said to either blur it out, add a black box, or put like a happy face emoji just around there, just because it'll go ahead and cover it up. But yeah, that was about it for that. And then I also went ahead and told them my honest thoughts about what my thinking was when he submitted the subpar work, which was I should get a new video editor. I should start looking. But the only reason I didn't was because he's been good so far. He stayed loyal. He always wanted to improve. And this was just one slip up and mess up. So there. But yeah, that's about it. That's all that's going on. And as far as next video topic ideas, I'm going to go ahead and use the same format, same title basically, that worked for my video that went viral and just repeat that. Not always, but try to duplicate it again. Let's say like every other video, every 2 videos, But yeah, I mean, it's not gonna show up more than like once a month or maybe twice a month, just because I only post 4 times a month, once per week. But yeah, that's about it. If you stayed till this long watching, thanks for watching. Hopefully, you found some value in this. If you have any advice or any tips or any questions, I'm all ears. I'm always open to any sort of suggestions. So leave it in the comments down below. And hopefully, this audio quality was a lot better because I use this old clip-on mic. Anyway, bye.